Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star, and today we are doing jeans that sold on eBay in the month of August 2022. We're going to do this video a little differently than the past jeans that sold videos. If you saw my plush that sold in August, we did a different version with that as well. We're going to do the passerby. So I'm going to show you each pair of jeans and tell you why it's good to source or not. Just keep in mind as we go through these that I do purchase a lot of boxes from ThredUp and a lot of wholesale. And when things come to me like that, I list everything in the box unless it's completely destroyed, damaged, like unlistable or absolute poop. Because my theory is that when you get a box like that, your cost per piece is so low that it's worth listing everything that can be listed. You're going to have a couple great pieces or items that pay for the whole box, and then everything else is just pure profit. So it's silly not to list everything. But that doesn't mean a lot of what I list that I get in those boxes is stuff that I would actually source off the rack. And so the purpose here is to talk about whether we would source it off the rack or not. So we're going to play passerby. I'm going to talk a little bit about each one, why it's good or not, and probably mention on most of them what I would pay up to individually, piece by piece, if I was buying them at the thrift. We're going to start with Levi's 311 shaping skinny jeans. The 311s, I kind of have a love and hate relationship with them. I would tell you to pass unless you found them $1 or $2. I tend to gravitate towards these, but honestly, I usually end up taking a best offer of like 18. So unless they're shipping first class or I got them for a really low cost, 311s are kind of like the lower end of the Levi's. So I would steer clear of these unless you're getting them at a super great rate. 7 for all Mankind, bye. Bye, bye, bye. They used to be bolos. They're not anymore, unfortunately. 7 for all Mankind is yet another victim of the race to the bottom war on eBay. But they are solid bread and butter. These sold for $30. The ones with names, like this one has Guinevere, they're going to do a little bit better. If they don't have names, you can start them around $25. So they're good bread and butter brands. As far as how much I would pay for these, I paid $5. I do pay up to $5 for jeans. I know I can flip for $30. I wish my cost of goods is lower. It's not here in Florida, and that's just the way it is unless I get the ThredUp boxes or wholesale. So let's look at the next pair. 511s, I say bye. These are men's. I start them at $30. They were on sale. I like the 511s. I like the women's too, but men's I usually start like at $5 higher than women's, so I have a little bit more room for profit. If you think of it like this, if you're getting $5 more for men's jeans, then your flat rate envelope that you're paying $7 and some change for is not only $2 and some change. So men's has the ability, if you're doing free shipping, to help you pay for that envelope or just get you a little bit more profit. I still like women's as well, but I always tell folks men's does better, and you're going to have less returns with men's clothing. But the 511 is a good line, and I pay up to $5 for them. The women's maybe only $3 or $4. Next up, we have Hollister. This is an absolute buy if you're willing to do bread and butter. Most Hollister jeans are going to be junior sizes and smaller, so they're going to ship first class, and that is a savings there as far as shipping. They're going to sell from $18 to $25 depending on the size and the style, and they actually move pretty quickly. Hollister jeans probably move the fastest for us of all of our bread and butter brands. Other than the I Want a Bed of Butts and the But I Love Yous, Hollisters move very quickly. I think they have a really good following, and I do enjoy flipping these. I would not pay more than like $2 for them, though. Levi's without numbers, as long as I have a good style, I would say buy them. When you get into the Levi's Strauss and like the lower end Levi's made for like Walmart and Target, I typically pass on those. I don't feel like they sell well. I feel like they sit for a long time. They have a very low sell-through rate, and they don't comp that high. The Levi's with the numbers are what I always aim for, especially 505, 511, 711s, things like that. But if they have a name or a style on them, they still do well, so I will grab those. So these had the Boyfriend. They sold for $30. I'd pay up to $5 for these. I wish I could pay less, but that's like the maximum. Here's some 724s. I do like these, so I would say buy these. I start these around 30 typically, but they were on our weekend sale of 30% off. But these are good, solid. These don't take long to sell either. The high-rise straights do really well. Wrangler, solid bread and butter brand. Women's, I usually get 25 for 20, but these sold for 30 because they are the premium packed. So if you see that Wrangler written in pink or the pink tag there, snatch them up because these sold for 30. These comp higher than even my men's bread and butter Wranglers, which go for about 25. But I'm a huge Wrangler fan. I grab everything that's Wrangler as long as the price is right. I try to keep the jeans cost to a couple bucks or less, unless it's something special like this. But I also like the pearl snap shirts for both men and women. Those sell pretty fast and do really well. So Wrangler's definitely solid bread and butter. All right, J brand, absolutely pick it up. It is a good brand. Most of the ones I get will comp between 25 and 35. Now they are a slow mover on eBay. J brand, J Crew. There's a couple like brands that don't do as well on eBay as they used to. And they do better on Poshmark, but they still will sell. And actually, these didn't sit long, but it's probably because they're so unique. These are very wide leg bell bottom jeans, which I hear are coming back into fashion. I don't know anything about fashion, but because I just wear jeans and t-shirts, but these are cute. And I do know that I always do well with like the really wide leg trouser jeans. So I would absolutely say pick these up. Democracy, always grab. I have been told time and again that these are poop brands. They're not. I used to sell Democracy for $40 and $50. Over time, with that race to the bottom, the price has come down as it has with many, many brands. Stop racing to the bottom. They have an ab technology and an ab solution line, which means they're shaping or slimming, which is always a plus when it comes to women's jeans. So I would pay up to $5 for most Democracies. Cabbie's another brand that does really well. I would pay up to $5 for. I usually don't find these in the wild. I usually only get Cabbie and ThredUp. But these, again, were unique, too. They were definitely bell-bottom flared. They had the two cute front pockets there, the tiny pockets on the front, the frog pockets, as my grandma called them. But, yeah, Cabbie's a good brand. Look for that. Old Navy's a solid bread and butter brand, but I would not pay more than $1 or $2 for them. They can sell for 20, but more often than not, I'm taking best offers of 18. That's with free shipping. So if my padded, sorry, I don't use padded flats anymore. I keep wanting to say padded flat because it's been years. We use the flat rate envelopes now. With the cost of that being $7 and some change, you know, even the $20 bread and butters might eventually get phased out as something I'm willing to do. I still am as of now, as long as the cost of goods is good and it's something I know is going to move pretty quickly. Clothing is slow. Clothing has a slow sell-through rate. Most clothes take 3 to 6 months to sell. It's just how it is. Keith and I do a guide on clothing every year, and we do a complete spreadsheet, and we do all of our research on the back end of eBay with Terapeak and just looking at eBay solds. And even the really great brands take about 3 to 6 months to sell. It's just what it is with clothing. There's very few that sell faster than that. Now, are you going to list something once in a while and hit the right person at the right time and it sells overnight? Absolutely. It happens to all of us all the time. Sometimes you just happen to list something that somebody was looking for. But in general, when you're looking at bread and butter brands, your average sale time is going to be 3 to 6 months. If shipping keeps going up, we're either going to have to stop selling these bread and butters or just start charging shipping, but it's the same thing. I would sell these for $12 with $8 shipping, you know? So we'll have to see how things go. But as of now, I still like bread and butters. We will be moving to Pittsburgh next month where I'll have access to 99-cent days. I'll load up on these for 99 cents all day long, right? All right. Joe's Jeans, absolutely pick them up. I love this brand. It has a higher sell-through rate than most. I feel like most of the ones I get fly out the door. I've had a couple that sat for like 6 months before they moved. It probably was just the size or something about the style. A lot of my Joe's jeans, to be honest, I get in ThredUp boxes. I don't find too many in the wild, but I will pick them up. then I'll pay up to $5 for them. Maybe even $6 or $7, because some of the styles I can get $35 to $40 for. Gloria Vanderbilt falls in line with the Old Navies I just showed you. Old Navy, Gap, American Eagle, and Gloria Vanderbilt are 4 solid bread and butter brands. That's just what they are. If you can find them at a low enough cost of goods, you're going to get between $18 to $25 for them, depending on the style and size. Levi's 505. I believe I already mentioned 505s. I love 505s. 505s are my jam. Men's and women's. I always grab them. They do pretty good. Straight leg, boot cut, whatever. If I find 505s, they're coming home with me, and I'll pay up to like $5 for them. 7 for All Mankind again, just to mention it, because these did sell. And we're looking at jeans that sold on eBay. So these are all jeans that we actually sold on our eBay platform in the month of August during the summer when it's hot and nobody's buying jeans, right? And these aren't all the jeans we sold. These are just the ones I've picked out to show you, to highlight. Jeans sell in the summer. Jeans sell all year round. Jeans will sell for money. You don't have to race to the bottom and lower your prices. You can definitely sell them for what they're worth, even in the summertime. The sales for jeans will pick up in the fall, but they're like my second favorite thing to list, and I list them all year. So these are the Roxannes. I had them up for $25. You know, they sold on sale. They sold on sale. But yeah, I still do like this brand. A lot of folks don't. These had damage even, so probably could have gotten a little bit more. And then these. So, yo, I've never heard of these. I'm like, yo, bro. These came in a ThredUp box. This is why I love ThredUp boxes, because I'm consistently and constantly learning about new brands. I can't know everything. I've been reselling for, 6 years? And I've been specifically focusing on jeans and plush for most of that. And I still can't know everything. Nobody can know everything. I could be a 20-year-old. I could be a 20-year veteran of reselling, and I still can't know everything. I'm a firm believer in always be learning. ABL, always be learning, because we're always learning new things. You can learn so much if you just realize that you don't know everything. And I love to learn. I love to learn new things. And the ThredUp boxes to me are always such a thrill and a delight, because there's always something new in there. Something I've never heard of. And sometimes it's a poop brand, but that's a lesson in and of itself. Like, hey, I've never heard of this brand, but now I know to avoid it and never buy it. And sometimes I get good brands and bread and butter or super awesome bolos I've never heard of. So these RSQs are pretty cool. I would pay up to $5 for these if I found them in a thrift. I mean, I got $30 for them. So they are definitely something that I would keep my eye out for. And hopefully I'll be finding jeans at a lower cost of goods coming up in the next few months instead of paying $5 for them. But you never know. The cost of everything keeps going up, including the shipping and our thrifting, which is why we can't be lowering our prices, guys. One more time, let me reiterate that we should not be racing to the bottom. If the cost of everything else is going up, we can't be lowering our prices, because then we're basically not profiting. And we're running businesses here. This is how most of us pay our bills. So do what you need to do to stay in business, and don't trash the market for other sellers that are trying to move stuff. Okay, I'm going to get off my soapbox now, but y'all know how I feel about that racing to the bottom. Hashtag tough love. All right, guys, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about jeans that you saw in this video, or jeans or reselling in general, let me know in the comment section. Please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Helps us out tremendously. And join our Facebook group. It's called Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. It's a really positive, upbeat group full of helpful resellers. And you can talk about anything in there in the comfort of knowing you're going to get support and not brought down. I really strive to keep that group very positive and uplifting. There's a link for it in the description box for you. And go be productive, guys. Go make some money. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.